Hello everybody and welcome to another watercolor tutorial. Today I wanted to incorporate some autumn vibes into my paintings, and I decided to draw and subsequently paint a pumpkin squash in watercolor. So what I'm doing a little bit differently from other tutorials this time is actually showing you the sketching process of the pumpkin or the squash. Typically I skip this part because I think it's a little bit boring to watch me sketch it out, but I thought that it might be helpful to some people. Alternatively, you can just Google an image of a pumpkin and just trace it off of the screen. That works as well, because the main part is really just the watercolor and how you paint on the different sections that creates the really pretty pumpkin squash illusion. And though I have painted a pumpkin, so I think I painted one last year, so you can go check out that tutorial if you're interested. I have grown probably 80 or so different squash and pumpkin this year in my garden. I think I have about 5 or 6 varieties, but in total there's about 80 fruit. So I've been looking at a lot of pumpkins and a lot of squash, so that's why drawing and sketching out this pumpkin design was a little bit easier for me. If you don't really care about the sketching part, you can go ahead and just skip forward to the painting process. So once you have sketched out your pumpkin, you can go ahead and grab a variety of different colors, and the magic of this is really how you paint the different shapes and the different sections of the pumpkin. So the trick, I would say, is kind of isolating one of your grooves and making it an oval shape, and then each side is subsequently going to kind of conform around that oval groove. And you want to leave a very thin white space in between each groove because this creates texture. It makes your pumpkin look 3D. And later we'll be adding a little bit of shading to make the different sections stand out even more. But for now, you can just leave that really thin white space. And you can definitely just stick to traditional colors if you're interested in that sort of design. So you can just use one shade of orange or different shades of orange. But because I have so many different types of squash and they're all different colors, I just wanted to incorporate all of the autumn colors into one particular. I also used a variety of different sizes of brushes to create the different sections of my pumpkin, just because in some areas it was a little bit difficult to get super close to the next section while still leaving a thin white line. So I went from using, I think, a size 12 and 14 crumb watcher brush to sometimes using a size 4, and here the blue one you just saw me using a Winsor & Newton quadruple 0. All of these, by the way, are linked in the description if you want to add them to your collection. I've been using these paintbrushes for years now. I haven't used any others because I'm really happy with the quality and the effectiveness of the detail work, I guess, that I can achieve with each of the brushes. You can see that I also flipped my painting onto the other side. This is simply because I am right-handed, so it's a lot easier for me to get super close to each section while still leaving a super thin white space if it's on my right side. If I left the pumpkin on my left side and I painted it on the left side, then I would likely smudge the watercolor, and I also wouldn't be able to be as precise and detailed with my painting. Once that section is completely dry, you can go ahead and start painting the rind of your pumpkin. I painted it sort of a muddy brown color, and you can definitely highlight one side of the rind as well as the cut portion of the rind. You can add some shadow work and detail work in there just to make it look like it is 3D. once you're happy with your rind and the general shape of your pumpkin, you can either leave it like that or you can go a step further and add a little bit more highlighting. So I went ahead and I added some dark highlights on the inside bottom portions of each kind of hump section, and later on, I didn't film it, but I also even added some watered down black watercolor to the inside portion of each section, and this really made it look 3D. It made it look like there is some texture and that each section or each like hump sticks out and creates a shadow onto the next one. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in next week's video.